Ira Chernus is Professor Emeritus of Religious Studies at the University of Colorado at Boulder. He's published books on a wide range of topics, including Jewish mysticism, theories of nonviolence, the religious symbolism of nuclear weapons, and the national insecurity policies of Presidents FDR, Eisenhower, and George W. Bush. He's also written many commentaries for prominent political websites such as Alternet and Truthout. Ira is spending his retirement years compiling a thematic anthology of the words of Walt Whitman, now over 100,000 words from the writings of America's greatest poet, arranged in 125 themes, topics, and subtopics. And this collection of centos, for that is what they are, is to be found online at www.inthewordsofwaltwhitman.com. Please welcome Ira Chernus.
Thank you, Sandy. Thanks very much for having me here. And it's great to do it electronically so that I can join you without leaving my Colorado home. So I'm going to try, I hope this works, to show you the homepage of this website, in the words of waltwhitman.com. Let's see if we can make it work. Can you all see that? Sandy, can you see? Okay.
Yeah, it looks good.
So this is a project I've been working on for several years now, where I take words from Walt Whitman, both published and unpublished, well, published in his lifetime, and many only published after his lifetime. And I organize them into themes. I'll show you the 7 main topics or main headings that I have. Truth, the universe, the self, self and universe, emotions, self and society, nature, and the arts. And within each of those, I have a series of themes and sub-themes arranged, I hope, logically. So you see a few sub-themes in truth, and then variety under the universe, the self, and so on. So that's the way it's organized into main headings, subheadings, sub-subheadings. So what I'm going to read tonight is a selection that'll kind of span the whole gamut of this work, little bits and pieces that I hope will hang together. Let me say that although Whitman in his time was pretty progressive in terms of equality of men and women, he, like I think all writers in the 19th century, all male writers, used the word he, or used the word man, to mean all human beings, and sometimes used the word he or him to refer to all human beings. And I have left that sexist language in because that's the original language. The idea of the infinite is the rudder and compass sure amid this troubled voyage of man or nature's progress. Whoso dilates to the idea of the infinite holds the clue of all grandeur as all meaning. Oh, to realize the plenteousness of all, that there are no bounds. Count ever so much, there's limitless time around that. See ever so far, there's limitless space outside of that. A few quadrillions of eras, a few octillions of cubic leagues do not hazard the span or make it impatient. Wonderful how my thoughts play subtly at the spectacles around, to pore with ceaseless fervor over the myth of the infinite. If they do not enclose everything, they are next to nothing. Lit with the infinite, I have the idea of all and am all. The universe is in myself. It shall all pass through me as a procession. In me, the caresser of life, wherever moving, not a person or object missing. Such gliding wonders, such sights and sounds, such join unended links, each hooked to the next, each answering all. They are but parts. Anything is but a part. I reject none, accept all. Behold the great ronder, the cohesion of all, how perfect. All the things of the universe are perfect miracles, each as profound as any. As to me, I know of nothing else but miracles. To me, every cubic inch of space is a miracle. Every hour of the light and dark is a miracle. What can you conceive more wonderful than what you see around you? And I should like to hear the name of anything between Sunday morning and Saturday night that is not just as wonderful. Come, I should like to hear you tell me what there is in yourself that is not just as wonderful. I celebrate myself to celebrate you, for every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. Henceforth, I ask not good fortune. I myself am good fortune. I know perfectly well my own egotism and would fetch you, whoever you are, flush with myself. The most perfect wonders of the earth are not rare and distant, but present with every person, you as much as any. Oh, I could sing such grandeurs and glories about you. I sing the glories of none, not God, sooner than I sing the songs of the glory of you. The whole theory of the universe is directed unerringly to one single individual, namely to you. You are he or she for whom the sun and moon hang in the sky. You are he or she for whom the earth is solid and liquid. Rest not till you rivet and publish yourself of your own personality. The divine pride of man in himself is the radical foundation of the new religion. What do you suppose I would intimate to you in 100 ways? But that man or woman is as good as God, and that there is no God any more divine than yourself.
Ira, thank you. I'm going to interrupt you for one quick second. Would you mind stop sharing your screen so we can see you?
Ah.
That's okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Here I am. Thank you. Take now the enclosing theme of all, no other theme but love. Love that is the pulse of all, the sustenance and the pang, the solvent and the setting, knitting, enclosing, all diffusing love, like the light silently wrapping all, the flames that heat the world, blessing all. Give me exhaustless, make me a fountain that I exhale love from me, wherever I go, like a moist, perennial dew. An athlete is enamored of me, and I of him. We two boys, together clinging, one the other never leaving. We bask, we two together, singing all time, minding no time. Those who love each other shall become invincible. Resolve today to sing no songs but those of manly attachment. I look composedly upon nature, drink day and night the joys of life, and await death with perfect equanimity because of my tender and boundless love for him I love, and because of his boundless love for me. On raising their heads, they both saw God, who smiled at them from his azure balcony. Love one another, he said. It is for that I have clothed your path in velvet. Kiss one another. I am not looking. Love one another. And if you are happy, instead of a prayer to thank me, kiss again. Here is the core of life, namely happiness. I think it pervades the air, waiting at all times. We need only to be rightly tuned and conditioned in order that it may catch us. Happiness, the meaning of all things, which whoever hears me, let him or her set out in search of this day. Of these years I sing. While wealth and luxury are on the increase, happiness and contentment are on the decrease. With unprecedented materialistic advancement, society in these states is cankered, crude, superstitious, and rotten. Pride, competition, segregation, vicious willfulness, the wily person in office, the decay of faith, and the fossil-like lethargy brood already upon us. What have you been about that you have allowed that scum to be floated somehow into the presidency? This poor scum eats dirt and excrement for his daily meals, likes it, and tries to force it on the states. But I consider our American Republic to be experimental. The morbid facts of politics and society everywhere are but passing incidents. History is long, long, long. The history of the United States, grandly developing, exfoliating, stretching through the future, is yet to be enacted. The Republic is ever constructed and ever keeps vista. Far, far indeed, stretch in distance our vistas. How much is still to be disentangled, freed? The main thing is the average, the democratic. All I love America for is contained in men and women like you. Not any, not the president, is to have one jot more than you or me. Not any habitant of America is to have one jot less than you or me. Oh, I see flashing that this America is only you and me. The stamp of entire and finished greatness to any nation, to the American Republic among the rest, must be sternly withheld to let us put what it stands for in the blossom of original first-class poems. No imitations will do. Our visions, the visions of poets, the most solid announcements of any. For we support all, fuse all. After the rest is done and gone, we remain. There's no final reliance but on us. After you have exhausted what there is in business, politics, conviviality, love, have found that none of these finally satisfy, what remains? Nature remains. The purport of nature is doubtless folded, hidden somewhere. I do not know what it is, except that it is grand and that it is happiness. I walk solitary, an interval passing at vacancy with nature, acceptive and at ease. I see my soul reflected in nature. I am Walt Whitman, liberal and lusty as nature. That identity between myself subjectively and nature objectively has been strengthening and nourishing my sick body and soul. Outdoors is the best antiseptic yet. The holy, calming power of nature, how it all nourishes me, lulls me in the way most needed. It seems indeed as if peace and nutriment from heaven subtly filter into me here in solitude with nature. My spirit at peace, I smile. I forget I am sick. Thanks, invisible physician, for thy silent, delicious medicine. Strong thoughts fill me, and confidence, thoughts that are the hymns of the praise of things. Every acre of the land and sea affords me, as long as I live, inimitable pictures. I must follow up these continual lessons of the air, water, earth, to bring out from their torpid recesses the affinities of a man or woman with the open air, the trees, fields, man and art, with nature fused again. I permit to speak at every hazard nature, open, voiceless, mystic, far removed, yet palpable, eloquent, without check, with original energy. Between this beautiful but dumb earth and the being man, curious, questioning, the full-grown poet came. Outspake pleased nature, saying, he is mine. But outspoke too the proud soul of man, saying, nay, he is mine alone. The full-grown poet stood between the two and took each by the hand, and today and ever so stands as blender, uniter, tightly holding hands, which he will never release until he reconciles the two and wholly and joyously blends them. Nature and man shall be disjoined and diffused no more. The true Son of God shall absolutely fuse them. It shall be the glory of the greatest master to make perfect compositions in words, vague and vast suggestions of the boundless vista and the horizons far and dim. Wait till he speaks. What God's voice is that sounding from his mouth, singing his songs in liquid flowing syllables, curious enveloped messages delivering that embody the rude materials of the people and give them the best forms for the place and time. Sparkles hot, seed ethereal down in the dirt dropping, to ages and ages yet the growth of the seed, leaving. Toward that man or that woman, swiftly hasten all, none refuse, all attend, looking always toward the poet. He has the passkey of hearts. The words of true poems are the general light and dark. They balance ranks, colors, races, creeds, and the sexes. A great poem is for ages and ages in common, and for all degrees and complexions, and all departments and sex, and for a woman as much as a man, and a man as much as a woman. The great poet never stagnates, places himself where the future becomes present, uniter of here and hereafter, sees the solid and beautiful forms of the future where there are now no solid forms. He sees eternity in men and women. He does not see men and women as dreams or dots. He absorbs the identity of others and the experiences of others, but he presses them all through the powerful press of himself. If he breathes into anything that was before thought small, it dilates with the grandeur and life of the universe. The greatest poet answers at last the craving and glut of the soul. What the sun and sky do to the senses, what the landscape and waters, hills, free vistas to the eye, he has done to the soul. But all poems that do not tally with their writer's actual life and knowledge are lies. That which is not in you cannot appear in your writing. The perfect poet must be unimpeachable in manner as well as matter. The known universe has one complete lover, and that is the greatest poet. His thoughts are the hymns of the praise of things, master of nature and passion and death, and of all terror and all pain. Nothing can jar him. To him, complaint and jealousy and envy are corpses, buried and rotten in the earth. He saw them buried. His very aches are ecstasy. The messages of great poets to each man and woman are, come to us on equal terms. Only then can you understand us. We are no better than you. What we enclose, you enclose. What we enjoy, you may enjoy. To have great poets, there must be great audiences too. See projected through time, for me, an audience interminable. Others who look back on me, because I looked forward to them. To one a century hence, 3 centuries hence, or 30 centuries hence. To you yet unborn, you whoe'er you are, my book perusing. I am with you, undestroyed, wandering immortal. We never met and ne'er shall meet, and yet we affect each other without ever seeing each other, and never perhaps to see each other. Our souls embrace long, close and long. Camarado, what you are holding is in reality no book. Who touches this touches a man, flushed and full-bodied. It is I who live in these poems. Oh, they are truly me. I spring from the pages into your arms. I feel at every leaf the curving hold and pressure of your hand, which I return. All I write to arouse in you a great personality. I have but one central figure, the general human personality, typified in myself. But my book compels, absolutely necessitates every reader to transpose him or herself into that central position and become the living fountain, actor, experiencer, himself or herself, of every page, every aspiration, every line. You must do the work too. Your own brain, heart evolution must not only understand the matter, but largely supply it. Poets to come, orators, singers, musicians to come, arouse, for you must justify me. What I provoke from you and from the ensuing times is to justify me. I invite defiance and to make myself superseded. All I have done, I would cheerfully give to be trod underfoot if it might only be the soil of superior poems. I have offered my style to everyone. He most honors my style who learns under it to destroy the teacher. Dear friend, whoever you are, I will you in all myself. Failing to fetch me at first, keep encouraged. Missing me one place, search another. I stop somewhere, waiting for you. Wafting to you, dear reader, from amid the fresh scent of the grass, my true goodwill and love, with promise never to desert you, to which I sign my name, Walt Whitman.
I've got to get the book now.
Well, it's online. I'm gonna advertise my product, if I may, one more time to make sure everybody knows where to find it. It's in the words of waltwhitman.com. It's right there for the whole thing for everybody, up to about over 110,000 words now. So there's plenty to read.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And